everybody, welcome back to Talking Wolves. We're here for another match review. It's the first time in a while me and Matt have been both available to do a review for the first time, and what a review it's going to be.
I wish I wasn't.
Wolves end up losing 3-1 to Southampton. Another very poor performance on the road from Wolves, and a very poor performance again against a team in the bottom 4 or 5 teams in the league. Matt, first of all, how are you? Apart from the match, of course.
Yeah, same, Matt. Yourself?
Yeah, all good. Well, I mean, let's start off with the starting lineup. Nuno went unchanged from the FA Cup defeat to Watford. Do you agree with that? I mean, on paper, it's probably our strongest team, isn't it?
Of course, Patricio coming in. Yeah. I'd say it was a good job Patricio played today, because that could have been an absolute pumping.
Yeah.
It's all in hindsight, isn't it? You could say he could have changed the team, but who would you have brought in? Personally, I'd have put Johnny on the right and Vinagre on the left.
Yep.
Because Doherty's he had a good couple of months, but he's been so sluggish since then. Against a team like Southampton, you can afford to have more offensive options in those wide positions rather than being safe.
I think you would have worked well today as well. The way Southampton were playing, I think Vinagre could have created a little bit more. Of course, going through the game overall, Wolves just struggled. I mean, we had plenty of the ball, but we just struggled to create any chances. And from watching it, I think it was very similar to Burnley in the fact that we weren't overly, like, the overall game wasn't dreadful for us, but we just didn't create anything, did we? Again,
I think that midfield three is becoming a bit of a problem, but we'll go on to that.
Yeah, I mean, so obviously the starting 11 we sort of agree with, but Wolves again, similar again to Burnley, just didn't start off very well. It was early 2-minute team, was it? And Southampton scoring the goal.
I just about got a stream up.
Yeah.
Armchair. It's my season ticket.
But yeah, it just looked like he was dreadful defending again, wasn't he? He switched off for a little.
Yeah, his body positioning was all wrong as well. Tracking Redmond.
Yeah.
And that little shot doing a Zulu symbol.
Yeah. That's
no one really too arsed, to be fair. Nathan, mate.
Yeah. And then it looked like, it did take us a while to get back into the game. It just, you always knew the longer it went without us scoring, the more frustrated we were going to get. But fortunately, well, I'll say that now, fortunately we went and scored obviously straight from that corner.
It's a great header from Bolle.
Yeah, fantastic goal, Willy Bolle.
Got up so well.
And I thought, when we scored that, I think, right, we're back in business now. Let's turn this around.
Even when Southampton scored, it was like they were like 11 men behind the ball, and we kept going forward, but we created absolutely nothing.
Yeah.
It was we had a lot of possession, but again, we had no penetration. We didn't do anything with it.
Yeah. Well, so Willy Bolle scored, and then that was it, straight away, switched off. Southampton get the ball from kick-off down the other end. And I don't know what happened with the defence then. You've got, I think it was Cody and Sace just fell asleep there, didn't they?
Cody, mate, he's playing here about 2 yards onside. He's trying to jog back into position, no urgency. For me, he's not good enough.
Yeah, long term.
Unpopular. It's an unpopular opinion, but he's not. Defensively, he's not outstanding. Yeah. His passing and distribution has been poor compared to last season, perhaps because of a change of system. But yeah, he's immune to criticism because he shouts really loud.
But yeah, a good finish by Redmond for the second, but no way should he have got into that space. And then obviously, it was, to be fair, from there, it was all Wolves on the ball, knocking the ball around, not really allowing Southampton to have much of the possession. Going into the second half, as you said, they had 10, 11 men behind the ball then. And that just really shows for Wolves, get the ball and drive forward with it, and let's create some chances. Giving the ball away when we're running out of ideas, we're just pumping it forward and hoping that Jimenez or one of the wing backs could knock it down, which just didn't work. I saw Sace and Cody do it a number of times.
There just seems to be no kind of direction with what we're doing.
No.
Especially against the smaller teams. Say smaller, it's disrespectful. The lesser teams who aren't performing as well as us in the league, it's like, bloody hell, what do we do here? They're not coming on to us. And that's why I think Nuno's not at a top club, because the results we get against the big teams cancel itself out, and when we go and lose to Southampton, Burnley, Huddersfield twice, it's just not good enough.
Yeah, I thought Neves as well was sloppy on the ball. He's just half a second.
What's the matter with him? What is the matter with him? He can't pass wind at the minute.
He was just half a second behind all the time. He's just so slow on the ball. Doesn't want to bring the ball forward. Didn't want to get it forward.
Everyone laughed at me the other day when I said I'd sell Neves for anything over 50 million.
Yeah, but on the current form, then yeah, I probably agree. And you could tell, like, you know, you got a lot of pundits and so on that are saying, you know, Neves in an outside of a team in the season and stuff like that. Like, what games are these people?
Holloway was saying that to TalkSport, and he's a gobshot anyway, Holloway. But it was like, you know, Wolves have got some great players, but that Neves, what a player he is. He passing the ball, he scored a load of goals this season, assisted a goal. He's a complete player. Like, Ian, mate, where have you been? Last year he was unbelievable, absolutely outstanding. This year he's been very disappointing. Yeah,
I agree. I mean, on Sunday I was disappointed that he got subbed off. Although he didn't have a massive impact on Wolves against Watford, I did think when we brought him off, we just didn't look as solid as we were. And I think, you know, I don't know. I think he just held us quite well. And coincidentally, as soon as he got subbed off today, Southampton gonna get their third. But again, it's the defence. It's just falling asleep.
We're going back to Neves. I think he's going to be a hell of a player. Whether he fulfills that potential at Wolves, I'm not sure. I know I've been critical, but we know there's a player in there. But I don't know if it's his change of system. Going to 3, he's always the deepest player. And I know that's to try and pick balls off, but now we're playing with 2 strikers. You don't really get those runs in behind from like the inside forwards. Doherty and Johnny look knackered. Doherty doesn't look the player he was around January.
Yeah.
But with Neves, I think that system might be, I don't know, stopping him from growing as well, because he has to do a lot of defending now, and he's not great defensively. People just run past him. He's got running in treacle, but again, I don't think that's his game.
I think I mean, you talk about Doherty and Johnny being tired there, and, you know, condition being low. I think that's a big issue with us at the moment in general. You know, the squad is so small, and of course we talk about, or Nuno said about before, you know, he likes this squad, but we know that the amount of running and so on he gets them to do in summer, and you know you've got a long season. We've had a long season with all the cup games and so on, and now, of all times, may just start to be taking its toll. Outside Jota and Jimenez, one Wolves fan, name me who you would want to see start up front. You can't, because we haven't got that backup forward. So therefore, Nuno thinks the same thing. We've got to play Jimenez and Jota as much as we can. And to be honest, with Jimenez as well, he looks absolutely shattered after 60, 70 minutes of the game.
Yeah.
We cannot play without Raul Jimenez. We saw it at Burnley. We cannot create anything. Today, you know, of course, they both played for majority of the game, but we didn't get the ball up to them as much as we should have. Southampton played a deep and compact game, stopped us from playing any football again, and that's we need a plan B. Of course, early this season, when we were struggling to pick up points, our plan B was the 5-3-2. For a little spell, it's worked very well. And, you know, to a degree, at times we did knock the ball around quite well today. But we just need something, or someone, a player of some sorts, should get the ball. We've talked about this previously. A Decore type player in the middle, or someone like that. A big guy, because I'm not. You know, Dendoncker is a tall guy, but if I was sat in the stands,
he's slow, and
if I was sat in the stands and looked at Dendoncker, I wouldn't think, "Wow, that guy looks very scary." He doesn't. And I'm not taking anything away from Dendoncker. I think he's a brilliant player. But we need someone like that in the middle. We need another option up top as well, whether that be someone who's a little bit smaller and quicker, or a big bloke, you know, to throw in a few names out there like the Mandzukic or Llorente type of player, someone that can, similar to Jimenez, I suppose, but who's strong and can hold the ball. We just need something, because against these teams, we need this different option. Or it's all well and good us going to Manchester United and playing Manchester United and beating them twice, but these games are more important for me. We've got to start beating these teams as well.
That midfield three, so if they don't move the ball quick enough, and they're just too slow. There's no legs there. Then Donker's quick over like 40 yards, but that burst to get away from the player, Neves, Martini and Dendoncker haven't got it. We need someone. We need another option. I think they will bring someone in, like you said, a bit bigger, a bit more physical, because Dendonker's physical, but someone who can just pick the ball up and drive and take a couple of players on and just like burst past them and then give it to someone else who's, you know, like a Jota or a Jimenez. That's what we're missing.
Yeah.
We need someone who can link that second third to the final third, and we haven't.
Yeah.
But Dendonker's been brilliant since he come in. Martini is class, but sometimes we need to get up the pitch. We haven't got it. The only player who does that is Adama, but even he's not doing that at the minute. And I don't know what he's doing for the third goal.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's disappointing, of course. A lot of teams today and yesterday as well have dropped points in and around us. So this 7th place, or this this special 7th place is still not out of reach. Wolves are still, for me, as it stands, without getting any more results, still got pole position to do so as long as Watford drop points this weekend. We've got to beat Brighton next game. We've got to beat Fulham. After
today, we should beat Brighton.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, we're at home. I think, we've got this. There's this. I'm trying to get my words out today. There's this illusion that we play very, very poor against the lower teams, which we do. But at home, bar Huddersfield, I can't think of any other games that are. We've been overly dreadful against these teams. So we've got to beat Fulham at home. We've got to beat Brighton at home. If we can pick something up against Arsenal, and a very big game at Vicarage Road against Watford. So these games coming up. I mean, it's been a very, very long time that we've sat here and had a little bit of a moan, Matt, because we've always been. I mean, this side of 2019, we've been very, very positive. But
we're allowed to have a moan, and people will say, "Look, have a bit of perspective." If you keep having perspective, you're never going to go anywhere. Look at the season we've had.
Yeah,
it's been fantastic. Yeah, perhaps we have overachieved, and our expectations have been altered.
Yeah,
but it's like, we were, in League One 4 years ago. Who cares? We're in the Premier League now. And the season that we've had and the players we've got, we should be beating Southampton. There's no doubt about it. And in the way we just laid over and had our bellies tickled, it's not good enough.
Yeah.
It isn't good enough.
Yeah. So, obviously, fair play to Southampton. They got the better of us today. Wolves are going to be heading...
They did a job. Fair play.
They did. They've been had a very good season since Ralph Hasenhutl's come in. But Wolves now, of course, are going to be going off to Marbella, or the squad are going to be off to Marbella. I know a few people are moaning about that, but that could be key for Wolves. Nuno, obviously, is going to be with them more or less 24/7 for the next week or so. They're going to relax. They're going to train together. Something a little bit different, a bit of vitamin D, and hopefully they'll come back. And we need to bounce back and get a win next week.
I think if we'd have beat Watford and then got a point or a win today, that trip to Marbella would have been a little bit more relaxed.
Yep.
Have a couple more beers, lads, let your hair down. But after those two performances, I think it'll be...
I think they're going to be dreadful.
Very disciplined. Yeah.
But yeah, hopefully we can. Guys, make sure you keep your eyes out as well. We're going to be doing the Talking Wolves podcast, recording that tomorrow. That will be up on Monday. Hit that like button, subscribe to the channel if you're new, guys. And of course, until next time, enjoy the rest of your week, and hopefully Wolves can bounce back with a win next weekend. See you then.